My name is Gwen Rubinow.
And my name is Denny Rubinow.
My name is Crystal Ebbingay.
I'm Chris Bartonen.
My name's David Volkman.
I'm Mary Volkman.
My name is Steve Brady.
We were on the beginning working team to form a new church.
We first started meeting in homes to discuss how this was all going to transpire. And one of the homes was ours.
I lived in Fountain Hills from 2000 to 2023. And of course, my husband and I, Jerry and I, wanted to be involved in a congregation. And we were involved in a previous congregation, which was good. It was a congregation where my husband had actually done an interim before. Then, as the New Journey began to evolve in about 2010, I believe it was, he again became a leader for the congregation, at least for the group of people to become a congregation. And I was, of course, much a part of that as well.
Good to have Jerry there. The idea is, we were back here during the summer when they chose the name. And so that, I like the name. It was a new journey, and I think that I wasn't there part of the discussion, but we were very happy with that. Every Sunday we'd have a different visiting person or pastor to lead us, help lead us. Jerry, some of that. And until Pastor Crystal came, we were kind of floundering around in our meeting places and so forth. He, coming from the East ELC, being a mission builder, congregation builder, he got us kind of organized and focused on how we were going to do this. And we talked about different ways of having church.
When we finally got where we are now, smaller area, that was exciting to have our own place. It was storefront, that was great. And just to be able to say this is our church place.
When we first came here, the space was configured differently. My background in construction was doing tenant improvements. So, of course, I signed on board to help out with anything needed to be done around the property. And I guess I was the property guy for several years.
I can still envision Steve Brady closing the portal, which was right here, closing and drywalling that portal over. And then we became 3 different areas instead of 1. Yeah, it was totally different. It made a big difference. And we weren't all squished together in one little space. We had room to grow.
Financial support of the church was very important. When you're just starting out, are you going to have the resources to do what you want to do? And we started out, like I said, in the homes and then in that school building and so forth until we got where we are now. And it was always there. People provided. God provided so that we could.
I know that one of the reasons we ended up here is because they were very open as far as who they would let walk through those doors.
Mike and I became part of New Journey just as COVID was allowing people to come back together. I think it was Palm Sunday, Saturday, when I had seen that New Journey would be handing out palms, which was something I was used to kind of my whole life growing up. And so you might remember that I drove up because we couldn't go inside yet. Folks were out in the parking lot giving out palms, and Tessa and I drove up, and everyone was very friendly.
Early on, when I came into this congregation, this community, I feel that they are a community and they are Jesus' hands and feet. And I was so amazed because, if you know, a medium age is not like 30 or 40. and they were all willing, and they continue to be willing to do. And so Jesus is here, and God is here in our presence, and it comes in different ways, and that is where, you know, this community is just amazing.
The new faces and the new leaders that have shown up, those of us who came from Shepherd, we're faithful, I think, in doing how God could use us individually as leaders. But I have been so pleased to see the new faces, the new leadership, and that's exactly the way it should be.
I know over the course of time, those 10 years seems like every year, especially when I was on church council, everyone would get worried, we're not going to make it, you know. And I'm like, well, you know, if you're not going to, then maybe it was meant to be, but it seems like every year they come up with the monies or the, you know, the willpower or whatever it takes to keep going. We're very pleased that they're still here after 10 years. And I hope they stay for another 10 years or maybe more, who knows. So I think they're very important here in town, you know, because again, Fountain Hills has got its own identity, and I'm very happy that we've got some people that reflect our feelings about the world, our country, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I really appreciate the mission of this storefront church. The fact that folks are very clear about, you know, this space as opposed to a big building space and needing to maintain them. So time and talents and resources put to the needs of the world.
I think if we looked at how many hours individuals spend and give of their time, talents, and treasures, it is just phenomenal, and it keeps on keeping on. I think that's New Journey. We can have these little sayings or the celebrate and dream that we're going to have here, but we each need to find those words and think about them.
My favorite hymn is I'm Going on a Journey. I think it's 446. That has become my theme song because it's so marvelous. I just want to become even more so if that is partially true now. I'm excited about being a child of God. I'm excited about being me because I know that God created me to be something, but He only knows what that is, and day to day that changes, and it's revealed to us what we should be doing, and it'll just be comfortable. And yes, New Journey has been very instrumental in that, in my life. That's where I needed to be to grow to the point of knowing God loved me just as I was, and that I'm excited about it.
In terms of looking forward and hope for this congregation, I think we need to create hope. I don't know that hope just happens. I think we have to create hope, and so part of that is the mission and the ways that people give time, talent, and treasure here. And I also think we can create hope by even more advocacy for things that matter to us, tapping that wisdom, if you will, tapping that time and talent in ways that make sense for us.
Love and support, you know, when I became a single person, I just knew I had a home and I had a family. And I grew so spiritually. I just thank God for our pastors. It's been wonderful.
We can't just shrink, we can't just shrink. We have to create the hope and create the future with God's help.